All right, let's talk about a word we throw around all the time, philosophy. But what if I told you that our common understanding of it is, well, completely backwards? Let's dive into why philosophy isn't some dusty, old subject, but an incredibly powerful, active tool for thinking. You've definitely heard this question before, right? What's your personal philosophy? Maybe at a party or even in a job interview. It's kind of our go-to phrase for asking someone what they believe in, what their guiding principles are. We say it constantly.
But here's the twist. What if asking for a personal philosophy is actually the wrong question to begin with? What if by treating philosophy as just a set of beliefs, we're looking at the entire concept backwards?
So, first things first, let's clear up a really common confusion, the difference between having a worldview and actually doing philosophy. Let's start with worldview. A worldview is basically your overall perspective on how things work. It's the whole collection of beliefs and assumptions you hold about reality, whether you've ever stopped to think about them or not. Now, a worldview can be built from all sorts of things: science, religion, your own personal experiences. But the key thing to remember is that it's a static set of beliefs. It is the conclusion you've reached, not the process of getting there. It's the set of answers you carry around in your pocket. It's a finished picture of the world. Okay, so if a worldview is the destination, then what's the journey? Well, that brings us to what philosophy really is. It's the art of thought. And here is the single most important difference. Philosophy isn't a noun. It's a verb. It's something you do. It's the dynamic, disciplined art of thinking itself. It's the actual process of asking those hard questions and constantly seeking answers, not just being happy with the ones you already have. The philosopher Hegel actually had a perfect, simple definition for this. He called it the deliberate consideration of subjects. And that word deliberate is everything. It means you're making a conscious choice to really engage your mind, to not just take things at face value. It's meant to work. It's a workout for your brain. So here's probably the best way to picture the difference. Imagine your worldview is a finished map. It's the thing you use to navigate your life. Philosophy, on the other hand, is the art of map making. It's the messy, ongoing process of drawing the lines, checking the terrain, and constantly asking, wait a minute, is this map even accurate? It totally shifts the focus from what you believe to how you came to believe it. So if philosophy is this active process of thinking, what's its actual job? Especially in a world that seems so dominated by science. Let's take a look. It's easy to think of philosophy and science as being on opposite teams, but they're not. A better way to think about it is that philosophy is like the quality control department inside of science. It's the tool science uses to ask itself, how do we really know that? Are our methods sound? What are the assumptions we're not even seeing? This whole process pretty much happens in 3 stages. First, philosophy probes our deepest assumptions, all the things we just take for granted. Next, it helps us refine our tools and methods for finding truth. And finally, it helps us figure out how to rigorously prove that the things we found are actually true.
And this reveals something absolutely crucial. The real strength of a scientific worldview isn't just in the facts it states, which are surprisingly few. Its true foundation is the massive philosophical engine running underneath it all. The rigorous methods, the constant search for truth, the art of thought itself. That's the real powerhouse.
And that brings us right to our final and most powerful distinction, the one that really pulls this whole idea together. The difference between simply believing something and actively thinking about it. Maybe the simplest way to say it is just this. A worldview is something you have. Philosophy is something you do. One is a possession you carry around, the other is a practice you engage in. So let me leave you with a new question. Let's forget what is your philosophy, and instead I want you to ask yourself, what philosophy will I do? Take a look at your own worldview, that finished map you carry around. What's just one belief on it that you're ready to stop just having and start really truly thinking about?